Hey guys, Bushcraft back again with another video, and hopefully you guys can hear me good and whatnot. I'm here drinking my water on the porch again. Well, I figured what I'd go over. A lot of stuff is going on in the background. Last few weeks, everybody's focus has been on Charlie Kirk, which, you know, probably should, but there is other things that's going on. Not only is the government shut down and whatnot, but me and Prepping 101 have been having conversations here lately about things that's going on, and he started talking about it Saturday. Cats. Anyways, one of the things is that I had mentioned to him is that 17 cities in the United States will be getting National Guard or some form of National Guard. It could be a form of Homeland Security squads, so to speak. They're fully armed and whatnot, and people's made videos of them hanging around certain buildings and stuff in these major cities. Yes, I know, 17. Me and 101 kind of have a thing with the numbers. Mine's 21 and his is 17. Well, again, I told everybody to beware of the 7th. Something major coming, or something we may never even know about, but it's something to be aware of. Just don't go out willy-nilly in your cities or whatever and not pay attention to what's going on around you. And I'm not going to talk about prepping, storing this or storing that, because I've done that until I'm blue in the face. Either you're doing it or you're not. That's the simple thing. If you're not, one day you may regret it. That's it. But anyways, I'm the one that told him about the 7th. Now, you take it's the 10th month, the 7th day, add it together, that's 17. There's a lot of different variations in that, and he's really into the cue boards and everything, so he knows the meaning of different days and stuff like that. But what I wanted to talk about, was I've got a very credible source, very, very credible source, that told me they're extending from the 7th to the 14th. Yes, I know, 7 plus 14 is 21. That's the first thing I come up with. But again, when I say to be careful, these 17 cities are getting National Guard or Homeland Security or some force there. Now you have somebody playing music very loud over there. Never fails. Anyways, you have National Guard going to these places. And one city that in particular that is breaking now, the news and stuff, Chicago mayor is making a free ICE zone so that all the illegals can go in this area of town. So he's basically advertising to all potential bad people out there that this zone is safe for them to hide out. So if we have any sleeper people among us in these cities and stuff, where do you think they're going to go? Where do you think they're going to hide? You know, of course there's going to be normal illegals going to those places, but we're not really after those. We are after the bad illegals, so to speak. And those could be from the Middle East. They can be from Iraq and every other place. They could be from Iran, you know, Pakistan, you know, all those places. It's a bad time right now. It's almost like they've got the fuse ready to go, and they're waiting to light it. You know, they've got that fuse, and all they're waiting for is just a flick of the Bic lighter to light that thing. And everybody's thinking, you know, the bad part of 2025 is going to be Charlie Kirk. I hope that's as far as it goes, you know, but there are things in the background that are happening that many of us don't see, that many of us won't hear about. And I think it's important that we pay attention to what's going on around us. Not in social media or, you know, the YouTuber that says World War III is happening and, oh, here comes the nukes and, you know, the whole shebang of that. It's something that we need to be paying attention to. And I'm not doing this to scare anybody, because I'm not scared. I'm paying attention so I know that if I'm out and I see something, I'm aware of what's going on. I'm not scared, because when you show fear, the fear engulfs your whole body, and you can't think straight. So those who call me a fearmonger and all that, that's them being afraid. That's them showing their fear. If you're confident that you can pay attention to the things that around you without, you know, shivering in a corner and being scared about every little thing, there's nothing to worry about. Plus, the main thing, you should be having faith that God will see that you'll make it through. And if not, you weren't made to, and if being scared is not going to do any different. But the main thing is we have to pay attention. We got all these National Guards, all these Secret Service, or not, Homeland Security, going to these cities. The only reason they would do this is not because, you know, Antifa and stuff. Yeah, I know I shouldn't have said that, but all these, you know, groups or all these protests, this and that, has nothing to do with that. They don't send out the National Guard for protest unless it gets violent. And, you know, a few little water balloons or paint or stuff like that isn't bad enough for National Guard. So they know something is going on. They know something is about to happen. This is the 6th, so you have 14 days or 7 more days after tomorrow to be vigilant. And that doesn't, to me, it doesn't make a difference if it's tomorrow or next month. Everybody needs to pay attention to what's going on. So often I see people, they walk across the street and they're just like, there's nobody else in the world but them walking across the street. They don't look both ways. They don't pay attention to their surroundings or anything like that. You see people walking down the street, texting their friends, or they have their phone out here like this, screaming so everybody hears their conversation, and they have their volume up, so you know what's going on with them because they're broadcasting it to everybody. But they don't care. They're in that bubble. They don't care. And we need to start paying attention to what's going on. And I'm not saying paying attention to the media or social media and stuff like that. Pay attention to the little things. Pay attention to what's going on around you. So often we're stuck in our own bubble. We need to get out of that bubble. Pop it. Pay attention to what's going on outside. And also, it's good to just get away. Go to the park and watch a bird flying around or pecking at the ground or something. Just being in nature soothes the soul. Not too long ago, I made a video just of a butterfly. Just watching a butterfly fly around. So I decided I'd take a clip of it and post it. Something to look at before they're gone, you know. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and let you go. I'll probably be doing this more often because I'm getting tired of making videos that only get maybe 25 to 50 views because it's talking about prepping and stuff. Nobody cares about that anymore. It is what it is. So we have to go from that. And if you're in Chicago, and hopefully you're not in that free zone that the mayor of Chicago is putting out, that's scary. That is very scary. Anyways, like always, God bless.